what is a strong community? What is the essence of community for any project?
So I'm an ice cold businessman and marketer. I have become that way over time. So I look at this through like a customer journey standpoint because I've built so many brands and done so much marketing. So here's the way I think about community. Basically, you need to have a common interest and a hook, first of all, before you can even get into community. So what is that common interest, motivation, and hook? I think in the case of Illuvium, it's twofold. Number one, it's people that are interested in this sort of emerging technology and the sort of blockchain and crypto side, and they're kind of hooked on that and the exponential rise of that side of things. And then the other half, which I think is even stronger long-term, and is what the masses are hooked to, is intellectual property. New characters, new environments, new lore, a new look, a new experience that you've never had before that can inspire people. I think that's the other hook. And so whatever your hook is, and I think for a lot of people in this space right now, the hook is the crypto blockchain side. Once we kind of have another wave, another bull run or another wave of interest here, the hook will be the gamer and intellectual property side. Once you're hooked, okay, check. That's your top of funnel with your marketing, and then you're bringing people into the fold. So then what we all call community in air quotes is once they've been hooked in the top of the funnel with videos, live streams, social media and stuff with those hooks, then they get brought into the middle of the funnel, which is the euphemism from that is community. So that community will exist in things like newsletters, social media platforms, Discord servers, Telegram groups, where people are essentially chattering with each other and talking about why they're excited about the hook. And so that's all community is. It's just people that are currently engaged by the hook and are wanting to get more and more of it because they're super interested on some level. Where a community member becomes at the bottom of the funnel, a customer, is when they're so hooked, they're so engaged they can't get enough, then they decide to buy something. And then that's where they convert from a community member, in my opinion, to a customer. Maybe they're buying your NFT, maybe they're buying your game, maybe they're doing microtransactions, maybe they're becoming an investor, whatever it may be at the bottom of the funnel. So I look at it in just three pieces. You're sort of a follower at the top of the funnel, kind of checking out content and getting hooked. You're a community member in the middle of the funnel. You're on the Discord server, the Telegram group, talking about your interests. And then you're a customer at the bottom of the funnel who's purchased product or is supporting a project financially, that sort of thing. Where the middle of this is different, though, in Web3 gaming and in metaverse and blockchain versus Web 2, the community bit in the middle has superpowers this time. So if you're in a DAO structure like Illuvium is, the community in the middle not only is discussing their interests, not only is discussing how they want more from games, and other DAOs are like this too, but they literally control the hook at the top of the funnel, and they control the customer experience at the bottom of the funnel. For example, at Illuvium, we just went through just a tedious and painful decentralized governance process to go over our next wave 2 sale of Illuvatars. The community literally determined the pricing and the structure of that sale at the bottom of the funnel for customers, which then determines what the marketing campaign and what the communications are at the top of the funnel that are hooking people to want to participate in that project. And so community this time in Web 3 is so much different than it was in Web 2 because the community impacts the entire funnel from top to bottom, from follower to community to customer, all the way through. And they're essentially like the board of directors now, if you will, for things they're participating in. That's a wild shift in the role of community now. And I think we're just starting to see the beginnings of that and how that's going to change expectations for game studios, game projects, and really all sorts of organizations in the future. I could go on and on and on about this, but I think we're seeing a fundamental shift with the whole remote work and work from home culture versus office culture. I just saw a video, it's going viral on Twitter, and I'll shut up and you can follow up with me on this. I just saw a viral video here on Twitter of the CEO or the founder of Barstool Sports. You guys, I'm sure, are familiar with Barstool, or at least heard of it. Walking around their office, physical office, with a camera, complaining about how people aren't at their desk. It's 9:30 and I just bought this company and these people aren't even at their desk, stomping around, acting like a total a-hole, and being somebody I wouldn't want to be around in an office, thinking that like they have the high ground and they have this power over their physical employees in a physical space. I think people are moving away from that model, away from the office model. They're moving toward the remote work model. They're moving toward wanting to have like an investment and have control and be like a more like a community member or business partner in businesses when they interact with them, versus being a subservient employee that has to show up early to please the boss inside some stupid office. This is the paradigm shift that's happening on the community level here in Web3. We're already ahead of the curve. So I guess what I'm trying to say there is, as a community member, you can be a gamer that controls the games that you're playing, but you can also be a core contributor, and it's sort of this new way of working as well as a community member here in Web3. It's a total paradigm shift. Old school business leaders and executives don't get it. The old school gaming companies don't get it. And if you're not in here doing this right now, then you don't get it yet either. And I think this is the way. I think this is the future. And we get to kind of determine what that playbook is for being a great community member, for running a great online community.